Hello, welcome to this update for Australia. Let's just give an update on the situation with the storms there. So we have all those big storms because of this low pressure system forming in New South Wales, and today's Saturday, the 30th, will bring more severe weather to parts of New South Wales, Victoria, even Tasmania and Queensland and some areas. So let's see here. Now we have this band of storms, some in Queensland and more showers New South Wales. But tomorrow, actually today, because it's already Saturday there, so today we have those more intense storms near New South Wales, Victoria, and especially some storms also in South Australia. But this line of storms in New South Wales will be the strongest one, and shows there in some more populated areas too, like Canberra and some other areas. So be careful those storms. This goes later this afternoon, shows it the storms approaching the coast, some heavy rain, and this goes into Tasmania. You can see the low pressure spinning right there, and this goes tonight into Sunday, especially during the night between today and Sunday. Uh, should be heavier rain in Tasmania. So this model, the European, shows a lot of heavy rain throughout Tasmania. This goes Sunday afternoon, still some storms, but it's mostly clear. But Sunday afternoon does show some more storms popping up eastern Queensland and New South Wales, especially southeastern Queensland and some areas. Later in the afternoon shows some more there throughout Queensland, and some in the mid of New South Wales. To in Victoria shows some showers, and Tasmania some storms still on Sunday afternoon. This goes Sunday evening, doesn't really show much. Only like Monday morning parts of South Australia and Northern Territory shows some storms there. This goes. The European has some big bands of tropical moisture, including like strong thunderstorms near the Northern Territory and northwestern Australia and northern Queensland. So this Monday afternoon shows some more storms near New South Wales and South Australia. This is Monday night until Tuesday, so the middle of the night. Does show some more storms in Victoria, Monday night to Tuesday, more in Queensland and those areas, and still in the north, those tropical moisture there. Then this goes Tuesday afternoon, shows some heavier storms northwestern Australia, Northern Territory still, so be careful. And like shows in Queensland some more storms in northern Queensland on Tuesday afternoon. This goes Tuesday night to Wednesday, still in the Northern Territory, those bands of heavy tropical moisture, so be careful. Like Wednesday the 4th still shows some more storms there. Thursday the 5th shows more storms in the north, some scattered storms, Western Australia, South Australia, and Northern Territory. So be careful. And like Friday the 6th shows more in Victoria, some parts of Southern Australia, and some other areas. This goes and shows more like in Tasmania potentially on November 7th and more later, but that's far out already. So be aware. But now in the short term for today's Saturday, please be careful with these storms there. The GFS, the different model, has the same thing, those stronger storms there. New South Wales, Victoria, especially northern Victoria, parts of southern New South Wales, and into Queensland. So be careful. This goes throughout today and into tonight, shows more in Tasmania, especially into Sunday. Be careful in Tasmania. Not much on Sunday afternoon, just in the morning, still some things there. And later Sunday afternoon shows more storms southeastern New South Wales, in Queensland, and northeastern New South Wales, parts of eastern Queensland. So be careful there. Still some storms in a part or two of the Northern Territory, and shows a small front in southwestern Australia. This goes shows more heavier storms Sunday through Northern Territory, especially this already Sunday night until Monday. This goes Monday afternoon. The GFS has stronger storms Northern Territory into Monday night, especially Monday night into Tuesday. This goes Tuesday afternoon. This shows some storms in Victoria and Queensland shows also northwestern Australia, those storms, and like Northern Territory and those areas. This goes Wednesday, the 4th, shows more storms through the Northern Territory, especially there, and also Queensland, but especially like northwestern Australia. And the GFS does have some more storms in Victoria, New South Wales on like November 5th, December 5th, sorry. December 5th has some more stuff in the southeast, and then December 6th, some more like South Australia and Victoria, and still those scary tropical downpours in the north. And yeah, and later on December 7th does have some scared stuff too, but that's far out. Be aware. There's the excess does show those storms now, shows Queensland, those bigger storms, New South Wales, so be careful today for Saturday, shows those storms there, like parts of Victoria, most of eastern New South Wales, and be aware there, especially like uh, throughout the late morning and the afternoon, those whites there could be like severe storms with hail, especially damaging winds and more hazards. So be careful, the downpours could cause like flash flooding and the heavy rain. This goes into tonight and later into Sunday, like right in the middle of the night, between today and Sunday, shows some heavy downpours eastern Tasmania, so be careful there, and northern Tasmania, and still like New South Wales and southeastern Queensland. So be careful there. Sunday, this goes away, but still some showers in Tasmania and more storms in the north there, and like New South Wales and Queensland. So be aware. Monday afternoon, this model does have more storms in South Australia and parts of Northern Territory. Later, this model does have some more storms in New South Wales and Victoria, uh, right Tuesday morning and Monday night. This goes Tuesday afternoon does have some more New South Wales, especially later shows some more storms in the Northern Territory on Tuesday afternoon, and yeah, more stuff later. So be careful those areas. And let's see, there's some different types of this model here. They might be kind of more high resolution. So this other one shows some stronger storms continuing this morning into this afternoon in Queensland. So be careful central Queensland with those thunderstorms. This afternoon shows less in Queensland, but still shows into northern Queensland and like even some areas near Brisbane, but especially central to southern Queensland. This goes later this afternoon into tonight. This model has a line of stronger storms throughout like southern Queensland, southeastern Queensland. It gets close to Brisbane but shows the worst just west, and it has some more storms in the coast there. So yeah, be aware. There's this one too in Victoria. This model shows the storms there. This is now, but like this morning shows those stronger severe storms near New South Wales, and does show some near Canberra, southern southeastern Victoria, some heavier downpours. This goes later in the afternoon, shows more like even in western Victoria, but this goes there shows like those bigger stronger storms southeastern New South Wales, Canberra, in those areas, and then like northeastern Victoria. This goes later moves into Tasmania, shows that this model shows some very heavy downpours in Tasmania, like right in the middle of the night. So stay safe there, and yeah, this keeps going and still shows some storms in New Victoria and New South Wales by like uh, tomorrow morning. So be careful. There's this other model for New South Wales, shows the storms there, and this is the range where most severe ones might occur. So shows like central northern New South Wales, alright, like late this morning, some severe ones and some stronger ones, showing northern New South Wales, this could have some very damaging winds and especially heavy rain. So be careful, especially the rain falls in a short amount of time. A lot of rain can cause flooding. It shows more there like northeastern New South Wales, near Queensland there. And does show those stronger ones near Canberra and other towns there. This goes later, does have closer to the coast this afternoon, like Newcastle and other areas, especially northeastern New South Wales, and some pop-up storms further west. This goes there. That this model does have this line hinging into the coast there, almost getting to Gold Coast and Coffs Harbour. So yeah, be careful. This goes and still shows some storms behind it, like Sunday morning. So be aware, but especially with those storms now into this afternoon. So be aware there. Let's see if there's any other one further west maybe. There's like this one for southwestern Australia, doesn't show much, but does show some showers like Saturday afternoon, a storm or two, and yeah, this goes there. Maybe some showers later, but further north does show like northern Queensland. There's this one as well, shows those storms there. Does show those stronger storms this afternoon, some parts of northern Queensland, and this goes. So be aware. Let's see if there's Northern Territory. There's this model for Northern Territory that this goes there. Shows more pop-up storms like hit or miss this afternoon. Some might be stronger with some hail or heavier rain. It shows like later into tonight some heavier storms Northern Territory. So be aware. And like let's see if there's any other ones here. Not really. So be aware those areas and be careful. But just know something that all these models are just I just showed you are just forecasts. In each model has a slightly different prediction what might happen. So most times it doesn't happen exactly like the model showed. There might be some minor differences like the place the storm forms or the direction it heads. So don't rely 100% on what I told you. Check alerts at the moment it's happening and stay safe. So just be aware. And yeah, there's also let's just see the information about the storms first. So they do have this red area for severe thunderstorms likely. Parts of mainly central New South Wales and southern New South Wales, but northern Victoria too for today, Saturday. So be careful there. This means some large hail, some damaging winds, and you can never rule out a tornado. So you never know. But mainly like heavy rain and damaging winds and some hail possible. So be careful with lightning too, and show severe storms possible all the way to northern Queensland, the yellow area, and the green area. Thunderstorms just in general possible goes all the way to Western Australia, and thunderstorms likely that light green. So be careful with those severe storms. There's a different model here, the Canadian model. It's just like a not high resolution, it's just a global model, but it does show that system there with the big storms, New South Wales and Victoria and Queensland. Then this goes the heavy rain Tasmania. So stay safe there. But later it does show like Sunday to Monday, Northern Territory, some more, especially Northern Queensland, Northern Territory. Even South Australia shows more storms Monday. And then later into Tuesday, the 3rd, keeps showing those tropical downpours in the north. Then this goes there. November 5th, this model has some very heavy rain like Northern Territory. And this model starts to form a tropical cyclone near like Western Australia into a tropical storm and kind of goes there. But this is the only model that's forming a tropical storm. None of the other models have it. Like the GFS is a model that usually exaggerates a lot and it doesn't have anything there. And there's like the European it goes there, shows some heavier moisture, not Northern Territory next week. It does try to form a low pressure or something there near Western Australia that December 7th, but it doesn't really form. It shows maybe later, far from land there, something. But one thing the European shows is a massive system near Queensland and New South Wales, December 10th. Then it goes out there, but that's like 2 weeks away. This forecast might change completely, so let's not rely on that. But be careful in those areas. Another important thing is the rain accumulation. So let's see the European model first, just the general model until Monday, just until Sunday. So until Sunday, show like 37 millimeters, 60 millimeters, 55 millimeters. Doesn't seem like much at first, but if this rain falls in a short amount of time, it might cause some flooding. So stay safe there. Shows more like southeastern Queensland, 54, 65 millimeters. So be careful there. Tasmania, it already showed like 73 millimeters, some 97 millimeters. So be careful, some flooding potential there. And it shows Queensland some 61 to 73 millimeters. Northern Queensland, those storms in northwestern Australia, South Australia, and those areas. So this until Sunday. Until Tuesday, it increases in Victoria, so like some 83 millimeters in some areas. And in Tasmania, it shows all the way to 98 millimeters, and some areas in northern Tasmania too. So stay safe there. And if I put this until next Wednesday, it does show that heavier tropical moisture in the north, some scarred areas of 90 millimeters, some 86 millimeters, northwestern Australia there. It shows like northern Queensland some more, and in eastern Queensland. So be careful. And all the way until next Wednesday, has some spots of 100 millimeters near New South Wales and Victoria. So be careful. Tasmania too. And yeah, and if I put this until December 10th, alright, it shows all of that in the north there. But that's the rain accumulation of 10 days, so that rain will fall throughout 10 days. That's a lot of time, so this might seem like too much, but it's throughout the 10-day period. But just be aware during those tropical downpours in the north, because they can be heavy. And let's see the rain accumulation, what happened here, like from these higher resolution models. So they do show until Sunday, because this model is high resolution. These high resolution models tend to show a lot of accumulation because they have like very strong storms. But this model is all the way to 200 millimeters in the next 1 day and 4 hours, 193, 208. Parts of Queensland does have like some other parts, southern Queensland, some 154 millimeters, 112, like 90 millimeters. So be careful in those areas. You never know. These models might be exaggerating, but sometimes these high resolution models get it right. So you never know. And parts of northern Queensland too. So yeah, be careful. There's this other one, the Northern Territory, now until Sunday. Does show some scared spots like 100, 129, 165 millimeters, 200 in a spot or two, like those scared spots there. So be careful with those tropical downpours. And then there's like the northern Queensland one. It does show a finger or two further north, mainly like a little bit further south here. Shows like some may even 100 millimeters in a spot or two of those storms, but this model is showing like at 300 millimeters just north of Townsville. It doesn't show many cities there, but show like 300. That's too much. I don't think 300 millimeters will fall, but you never know. Shows 91 millimeters near Townsville, like some 168. Palm Island shows some more storms, and there's like this one for southern Queensland I showed you, and further south there's like this one, New South Wales. It has some heavy accumulation, northern New South Wales, 160, 65, those bands of storms. more there, like southern Queensland, so 90, Triple 100, and central New South Wales is close to 100, in a spot or two, 90, and then it has like in Canberra some 39 millimeters, just south of it, some 108, and parts of Victoria. So be aware. There's this one in Tasmania. It does show like some spots eastern Tasmania, 111, 123 millimeters. So yeah, be careful. Those areas, some other parts of Queensland, not Queensland, like South Australia and Victoria, shows some more. So be aware those areas. There's this one for South Australia, doesn't show much, just southeast and South Australia shows some heavy rain. And there's this one like southwestern Australia shows some showers, a storm or two, and maybe there's one further north. Not really. So be careful those areas. There's the GFS, the other global model. Until next Wednesday, it has like in Queensland, New South Wales, close to 105 millimeters. Shows in Tasmania more. Through Queensland and those areas, and does have higher in the Northern Territory, like some 120 millimeters next 5 days. There's the icon too, shows there like Canberra, some areas close to 100 millimeters, some 81 millimeters, or there's like 91 to 134 millimeters in eastern Tasmania. So stay safe in those areas from the storms. And let's before we see like the temperatures and everything, let's just mention the storms in Fiji, not areas. So now it does show some storms near Fiji, but shows some heavy ones in the ocean there. Near the Cook Islands shows some showers, but more storms near Rairua, now there's like southern French Polynesia, and shows some scarce tropical downpours further north. But the European model does have throughout today, Saturday, some more storms in Fiji. Some might be heavy, especially on Sunday. Shows some heavier ones Sunday afternoon. So be aware in Fiji those tropical downpours. It shows more still near Mataura. This goes there, some showers in French Polynesia. And the showers stay there until next week, a storm or two, and more showers in French Polynesia until like December 10th. Shows more storms near the Cook Islands, but in French Polynesia, some scattered showers, maybe a storm or two, some storms. And then Vanuatu, those areas, shows the storms in Fiji, but shows maybe northern Vanuatu Monday, Solomon Islands, those passing tropical showers and storms. Doesn't show much in New Caledonia, does show some storms in the afternoon, especially December 5th, and shows more in Vanuatu and some areas, but not as much. There's the GFS, shows the storms in Fiji and just south of the Cook Islands, and does get the system near Fiji and take it to Tonga. Shows Saturday to Sunday heavy rain Tonga. This goes there and shows more like near it's the Solomon Islands and northern Vanuatu later. So be aware. This model is still showing some heavier downpours until December 6th near Vanuatu, and some showers in French Polynesia, those areas. So be careful. There's the icon, shows the storms in Fiji there. This goes shows some heavier storms sometimes, especially like Tonga. So be aware in Tonga. Then this goes there, shows that line of showers and storms in the southernmost part of French Polynesia. This goes shows some passing showers in the other islands, but those heavier storms near Mataura and some areas. So be careful there. And like the rain accumulation from these models, the icon does show like uh, in Fiji's that rain close to some 51 millimeters, 54. The some southernmost islands and atolls shows some 93, 91 millimeters, some 93 again. No Cookie shows more like some 86 millimeters. No Kuni, and shows more like in Tonga some 40 millimeters, 20 millimeters. But be aware in Fiji, like the thunderstorms, shows more in Samoa passing showers, maybe passing thunderstorms, those showers hanging out in French Polynesia, and some heavier storms near Ahurei and Rairua and Morerai. So be careful there. It shows a shower too in Adamstown, and shows that tropical moisture like Solomon Islands in those areas. The European model does have now until Wednesday those storms in Fiji close to 69 to even 70 millimeters in a spot or two. Further north in Fiji, some 73 millimeters. Be careful there, the storms. Shows like southern Tonga has some spots close to 120 millimeters. Shows more throughout the Cook Islands and some areas close to some 18 to 57 millimeters. More areas like the French Polynesia, some passing showers or thunderstorm. And yeah, so be careful. Shows a little bit less, but it does show some storms in the Solomon Islands, some passing showers in Vanuatu, maybe northern Vanuatu, this island Lata, some more storms, and uh, New Caledonia storm or two. And the GFS had a similar thing too, so be careful in those areas. Now in Australia shows a little bit milder in the south during the night, but during the afternoon shows like those 40-degree temperatures in Western Australia still, some 38, 39 to 36, so be careful there. So like 36 degrees, more like New South Wales, 17 degrees. This goes shows there like some even into like Sunday near South Australia and Northern Territory, some 39 degrees, 40 degrees. Northern South Australia, some 40 degrees on Sunday. So be careful. Western Australia, still some 41, 40 degrees, and some other areas. This goes a little bit milder at night, especially in the south, some 14, 10 degrees in the mountains, 9 in Tasmania too. But later, Monday afternoon, does show those like Western Australia, some 42 degrees, 39 for 41. For further south, a little bit less, some 18 degrees. But Northern Australia, some 34, 33 degrees. So be careful there. This goes Tuesday afternoon, still shows some 41, 40 degrees, 42. So be careful there. Shows even some 41 degrees between Queensland and South Australia on Tuesday afternoon. So yeah, stay safe. And I don't know if this model is exaggerating, but Wednesday afternoon has all the way to 43 degrees Western Australia, 44 degrees, even like some 43, 44. South Australia some 42 in Northern Territory, even Queensland. So be aware. Wednesday, and it kind of continues hot later. Those are like the December 7th, Central Australia to Western Australia, close to 45 degrees. And then this goes, and yeah, and there's a kind of a cold dip, like South Australia, not South Australia, like Southern Victoria, some 2 degrees on the 9th of December 8th. But that's far out. So be aware there. And let's see, New Zealand still some like some cold temperatures in the mountains, but there is some spots more than 20 degrees. This goes remains very similar. Some spots in the north, some 27, 28 degrees, especially next Tuesday. But then at night, the sun in the mountains a little bit colder there. Depends on the day too. But around some 24 degrees in Christchurch, so some other areas to 29 degrees. So yeah, a little bit better. Some 23 degrees in Auckland. This goes does show some colder temperature like December 6th or December 5th in some mountains there, but nothing that crazy. So be aware. But the rain in New Zealand next 5 days does show very heavy, like southwestern New Zealand, some 150 millimeters on those fronts, 132, and some showers in southern New Zealand. So be careful, even like central northern New Zealand, and like in Auckland, some showers in other areas. So be careful that the GFS does have more in southwestern Australia too. The icon has like more in those areas, those mountains, and near the coast, more than 100 meters, and the excess does have like some are in 111 millimeters in some areas. So be careful. This is caused by show some showers today, Saturday, and Sunday near northern New Zealand, but this front from Australia might arrive Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, with heavy rain. Southern New Zealand, this goes there, and like still shows rain by Wednesday. The front continues there, and it even shows more after December 8th too, the European model. So be careful in those areas. And the wind gusts does show some some higher gusts maybe when the system comes on Tuesday. Shows like southwestern New Zealand, some 76 to 80 kilometer per gusts. Alright, like Monday night to Tuesday, this goes there. Tuesday shows some higher gusts in the mountains, so like some 88 kilometer per gust, more across southern New Zealand, even the North Island. So be careful there. This goes. Wednesday still shows a finger to the North Island, but higher gusts in the South Island, and later shows more like central southern North Island on December 5th, and show like close to 96, 97 kilometer per gust the South Island too. So this goes there, and this model, the European, does have a crazy system December 7th with more than 125 kilometer per gust in the mountains, but that's very far out. The GFS barely has anything. The Icon has a system too, with but less than the European. So be careful in those areas. In Tasmania, be careful with the wind from those thunderstorms, because it doesn't show here, but those storms will have some very damaging winds, even more than 80 and 90 kilometer per gusts. And there, this model, let's see if this high resolution model shows something like New South Wales maybe. So does show some higher gusts sometimes, but I don't think it shows the storms. Shows more the mountains, some areas, but be careful. And shows maybe gusty near southwestern Australia and some areas. This goes, of course, with this big low pressure system. Expect some higher winds in Tasmania. This goes. Be careful the gusts, especially eastern Tasmania. This goes there. Just showing Victoria Sunday afternoon, some higher gusts, late morning on Sunday. This goes occasionally some higher gusts spotted to Western Australia. Some areas there, especially in the south. This goes Sunday, Monday, shows some higher gusts South Australia from time to time, and New South Wales. This goes there. Maybe in Tasmania again, some higher gusts nearby on the third, but this model does have some small areas of higher gusts, like December 4th and a little bit further north and near the west there. So be aware and stay safe those areas. Let's just see if there's something interesting here and here. So let's see, like southwestern here in Australia. So there's some interesting models here, like this climate models. So this like a climate model shows monthly precipitation anomalies, like if it predicts below average or above average precipitation. So November, this is February already, but like for January, December, they show mostly some above average precipitation in the north, especially because that tropical moisture shows even the south a little bit above average in December, but especially in the north because of those storms. So be aware. In January, still in Queensland shows a little bit above average, and let's see in some areas in February the north still, and the rest is too far. But this is interesting to show. So be aware in those areas and be careful. The waves too, and they might be higher sometimes because of some fronts near French Polynesia and some areas, but very high near some islands of New Zealand and near southwestern Australia, some larger waves and this system there now. So be aware. And these are the warnings here. Make sure to check this in the description. The link is there. They have like fire weather warnings at tropical cyclone bulletin in the Indian Ocean. It's very far from land, but in the Indian Ocean shows the heat wave warnings even in Queensland. So be careful. So check this. That they have severe thunderstorm warnings here too. So be careful.